RDA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports.
Taken in at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Those defense for the Packers, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Outright, this is Boyle, the tight end. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Now Jones. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
A first down carry for Barkley, and he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Granted, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From just shy of midfield, Jones. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Preston Smith coming in for that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7.
There's been a productive union between Preston Smith and the Green Bay Packers. In his last 3 years wearing the green and gold, he's recorded 25 sacks in that time frame.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
As this complete to Daniel Bellinger.
And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
And I believe that that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit, because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
Now Jones throwing on 4th down. He completes it to Beckham. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
Barkley is into the end zone. Touchdown, Giants.
Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
So this matchup, the second of 3 games in London this year. Vikings and Saints were here last week. And then the Broncos and Jags, they'll be at Wembley at the end of the month. Plus this year, remember, a 4th European game, our first one ever in Munich, Germany. That'll be the Bucs and the Seahawks November 13th.
From the 27, Rodgers.
A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Five in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd. From the gun, it's Rodgers.
Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he's going to have the Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that 1st down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Rodgers now to throw. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 42. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st.
We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another 1st there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On play action, Rodgers.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. Now it's Rodgers.
They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Quick slant complete to OBJ.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
It's Barkley on the counter. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go to Barkley again. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
50 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
That solid gainer will put them on the doorstep of the end zone. More importantly, it gives them a fresh set of downs. Nice work right there.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Now Jones is going to back this forward on the jet sweep.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Throwing Jones to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Second and 9. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And this is going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. From the 45 on 2nd down, Jones. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Jones. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34. An inside give to Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. That's complete to Cobb.
And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
Get 300! Get 300! Over here!
Throwing is Rodgers. Open man, here is Cobb. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 44-yard line. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow them to convert a 3rd and 18. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. On now is Mason Crosby, who's hit from as far as 58 in his career. And this won't get there, won't be online either. It's no good, off to the right, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown.
Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick 6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to...
And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly knew their challenges. This series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 22.
64 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
Off the bootleg, Jones. He'll buy some time right. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. Barkley, inside handoff. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Jones keeps it himself, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Daniel Jones, his 11th touchdown of the year.
And the Giants take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6.
Gano the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Rodgers' throw is taken in by Jones. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment.
And this is going to be intercepted. Julian Love picks it.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, I think we can safely agree. That's not a call you see very often on 1st and 10.
Ever. Who calls a first down sneak?
I guess the best we've probably seen is a first down quarterback draw.
Right.
Yeah, but not a sneak. But they did gain yards.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Take it at the 37. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back.
And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On play action, it's Rodgers.
This one complete to Tunyon underneath. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Rodgers going to go on 4th down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Julian Love. And the Giants are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A handoff, Barkley running left. Room here to run. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Giants look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point try good by Gano. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 14 yards, good for a Packer 1st down. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
From just shy of midfield, Rodgers.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. Caught by Cobb.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And my goodness, another interception. Julian Love picks it.
And the Giantsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes.
They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
Here's Jamie Gillen now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Nifty move.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of have this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Hey, take 26.
Now Rodgers, gotta have this one. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Giants are going to get the football back. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 44.
He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
Give him 3 yards on the run. Now they'll need to drop something good here on 3rd and 13. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Again, it's Barkley. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the first. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. He'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10.
Good spot on the field to go for it. Kind of no man's land, as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter's telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow. Might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
Second down, here's Barkley again.
And a short gain here, down to the 22. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle with Barkley. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Packers pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You and I have been around teams, and they all have goals for games, don't they? And every team we've ever talked to says what?
No turnover.
Don't turn the ball over. 0. And they were that close to getting it done. Won't cost them today, but they'll hate that when they're watching the game tape.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
And the Giants are going to take possession of the football.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep.
And a short gain here, down to the 22.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both sides of the ball.
And didn't it feel like you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, and then the defense jumped up and said, hold it, we're getting involved as well. You're exactly right. Big points, both sides contributing, a full team win.
So for the Giants, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Packers, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets.
Yeah, alright, my flow sinister.